Do you want to know how a beach ridge, a beach cusp, a sand ripple, runnel, long bar, spit, hook, and tumbler were formed, and what is their relationship with the geomorphic landform and as well as the erosion and deposition? Then watch our complete video. We are in our free online coaching classes for the JAM examination, and this video will be the lecture 18, which is a continuance of our previous video. That is the part 2 of coastal geomorphology. And the book which I referred is the Geomorphology by Savindra Singh and General Geology by V. Radhakrishnan. Welcome to my channel Success Guru and myself Panchanadam, and let's get into the heading. So we already saw the erosional process of this coastal landforms. Then we are going to move towards the method of transportation. The transportation work of a sea wave varies significantly from other agents. So like if you take example as a river, the river move in a straight line along its path of the valley, and the movement of the sediment will be from the top to bottom, right? That is from the head of the river to the mouth of the river. Where in case of wave, you can see the movement direction is both, that is from towards the coast and away from the coast. As the backwash or undertow current picks up and erodes the material, transport them towards the seaward side. The uprushing waves actually brings the same material towards the coast. So the movement direction is say front and back in the coastal line. So that is the different thing from other geomorphic agent. When there is an equilibrium between the incoming supply of sediment by the uprushing breaker wave and the removal of sediment by the backwash or undertow current on the wave cut platform, a profile of equilibrium is achieved. That is, there will be no any erosion or deposition takes place. When an oblique wave strikes the coast, that is also known as the longshore current, the longshore current transports the material parallel to the shoreline. The material involved in the transportation by sea wave includes sand, silt, gravel, pebble, cobble, and sometimes boulder. So let me just tell you a brief about the longshore current. As we already discussed, the movement of a wave is say towards the coast and away from the coast. In terms of longshore current, what happens? The movement of wave is somewhat inclined, that is it have some different direction that approaches the coast. In terms of a regular wave, the wave approaches the coast 90 degree, that is perpendicular to the coast. But here what you can see is the movement is in some direction. So what happens, the upwhelming wave will hit the coast at some direction, but while it is coming back, that is during the backwash, what happens, the movement is perpendicular to the coast. So that leads to the movement of sediment along the shore, that is called as the longshore current. But in normal wave, what you can see is the wave approaches the coast perpendicularly and retreats from the coast perpendicularly. So there may not be movement along the coast. The movement of sediment is across the coast, that is the sediments move towards the coast and away from the coast. So this is the mechanism of the longshore current that generates the movement of sediments. If you want to know about this thing in India, the longshore current is somewhat near 7 months towards the north in India, that is in the Bay of Bengal side, and 5 months towards the south in the same Bay of Bengal side. And this leads to the formation of many geomorphic features that we are going to discuss in the depositional landform. So let us see the generalized introduction of the deposition. The significant deposition landform developed by the sea wave includes sea, beaches, bars, barriers, offshore and longshore bars, spit, hook, loops, connecting bars, looped bar, tombolo, barrier island, tidal inlets, winged headland, progression, wave built platform, etc. So we'll see one after the other. The first thing is the beach. That is, according to Bloom in 1979, a sediment in motion along the shore is called as the beach. So this is the very short definition by A. Bloom at the year 1979. The beaches are deposited by the breaker waves between high and low tide. High and low tide water. Beaches are in fact a wedge-shaped sediment deposits on the seashore. In width, the beach varies from a few meters to several kilometers. The beaches are generally formed when the sea is calm and the winds are of low velocity. The beach material consists of fine or coarse sand, or shingles, that is pebble in size, then cobbles and even boulders. The major source of supply of beach materials are erosion of headland and cliff, sediments brought by the river and nalas at their mouth, mass wasting and mass movement, that is the landslide and the slump of the cliff, scoring of the offshore zone of the storm waves, erosion of pre-existing beaches. So these are some of the source of the sediments that is available. And you can see the three images which is of a different type of sediments that is present in the beach. So you can see this is a general sand beach, and this could be a shingle beach, and this is a boulder beach, or sometimes called as cobble beach, right? So let us see the generalized profile of the beach. An ideal beach consists of two main elements, that is the upper beach and lower beach, and several minor elements like a storm beach, beach ridges or berms, beach cusp, small channels, ripples, ridges and tunnels, etc. So this image explains a generalized sketch of a beach. Some may present at some locations, or some may not present at some other location. So the upper beach, this portion is called as the upper beach. The upper beach represents the landward section of the beach. Is composed of coarse and larger materials such as pebble, cobble and boulder, and the slope ranges between 10 to 20 degree. On the other hand, the lower beach, that is this portion, the lower beach represents the seaward section of the beach, that is composed of sand and has a low gradient of around 2 degree or even lesser. And there is a portion called the storm beach. So this is the storm beach, this portion. It's a semi-permanent ridge which stands well above the level of the highest spring tide. So these are the generalized sectional classification of the beach, that is lower beach and upper beach, and sometimes there may be a storm beach present. So let us see each term separately. The successive low ridges built by the constructive wave parallel to the coastline and below the level of high spring tide are called as beach ridges or berms. So this first feature is called as the ridges, simply are called as beach ridges, or even sometimes called as the berm. So this is a very first geomorphic landform, or a thing that is present near the coast. The beach cusp or small regular embayment and a series of headland composed of shingles. A small anastromizing drainage channel are developed in the sand that is below the cusp. The sand ripples are developed on the lower beach section by wave action or by tidal currents. The ridges and runnels are broad and gentle rises and depressions which are developed at the seaward side of the sand beach and are aligned parallel to the shoreline. And if there is a presence of water in it, then it is called as runnels.
Fed up with online classes? Having trouble in interaction and discussion in online classes? Looking for one-to-one learning? Then you are in the right place. GeologyAssignmentSupport.com is here to help you in your studies. For more details, check our website. Link is in the description.
So the beaches are generally classified on the basis of their beach materials as sand beach, shingle beach and boulder beach. We already saw the images of the three earlier. The regular increase in the width of the sea beach towards the sea is called as progradation, while the depletion of the beach due to the erosion and thus the narrowing of beach cutting is called as retrogradation. The ridges, embankment or mounds of sands formed by the sediments through sea wave parallel to the shoreline are called as the bars. The longer form of bar are called as barriers. The formation of bars and barriers starts with the development of shoals due to the deposition of sands. These shoals grow in height by addition of sediments until they appear above the sea level. The bars and barriers may be formed near the coast or away from the coast, parallel to the coast or transverse to the coast. These are different forms of sandbars and barriers. If the bars are formed in such a way that they are parallel to the coast but are not attached to the land, they are called as offshore or longshore bars. You can see that in the image. If the sandbars are formed in such a way that their one end is attached to the land while the other end is projected out towards the sea, then it is called as a spit. So this is a spit image you can see here, or here is a spit which is just projecting a finger like extension from the land towards the sea. The high energy storm waves very often modifies the shape of the spit by bending them towards the coast. The current spit assumes, the curved spit assume the shape of the hook, and thus such a spit are called as hooked spit or simply hook. The hooks are stabilized when there is an equilibrium between the constructive and destructive waves. When the opposing current become more dominant than the littoral current, the spits are bent to such an extent that they are attached to the mainland, that is the coast, and thus form a complete loop which encloses seawater in the form of lagoon. And such a form of spit is called as loops. When such a loop is formed around an island, it is called as a looped bar. Connecting bar are formed when the bars are so extended that they are either joined to one headland or two island. Connecting bars are variously named on the basis of the shape and the form. For example, a bar connecting two headlands are called as connecting bars, while the bars become tambolo when it connects a mainland with an island or connecting an headland with an island. And you can see the example in the image. Thus, a tambolo acts as a bridge between the coast and an island. A few examples of tambolos are present along the west coast of India between the Ratnagiri and Malwan. When the bars of pebble and cobble are found on either side of the headland, such an headland is called as winged headland. As you can see, it appears as a wings. There may be three locations of bar in the bay, viz. The bay head bar formed at the headland of the bay, the mid bay bar formed at the middle portion of the bay, and the bay mouth bars formed at the opening of the bay. So the lagoons are formed when the coves or bays are completely enclosed by the bars. Chalk Lake and Pulicat Lake of the east coast of India are the best examples of the lagoon. I hope this will be sufficient for these headings, and if you have any doubt, you are free to ask me in the comment section that we will try to clear in the next videos. Thank you. I group my videos according to the category that you can check in my playlist. You can connect with us by mail, Facebook and Instagram, and these are the links. You can support us by like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.